What is new, my Mystic crew? So today we are here at Locals. I'm not at Locals yet, I'm at home doing the intro and showing you the deck, as per always. This week might be a little bit more interesting than normal, just because the Birmingham Regionals are happening today. I don't know how many people from my Locals are going to that. I believe there might be a few. So I think that will lead to some interesting placements on the pricing today. So we'll see how that goes, and we'll see what happens from there. I was going to go, but I decided I'm not ready to go. This is the first official week playing properly as such with a competitive deck, and to do that at a regional would be pretty extreme. So also, just a quick update, this is episode 1 of Can I Pay for a Wedding with Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and I have already sold one card. Admittedly, it was for £17.50, and time, eBay fees and postage come out of that. It's only about £10.60, but every little bit's going to help. So that's £10.60 in the pot, and that was for this. I sold this for £17.50 on eBay. It's a little bit cheaper than what it was being sold for, but I wanted the quick sell just to get it off. It was selling for about £19 to £20, so you're not missing out on much time. eBay take their fees. But anyway, that's this intro over with. I will show you the deck what we're running today, and talk about the 1 or 2 very small changes I've made from the prequel episode last week. Okay, so here is the deck list in its entirety. The only change I made in the main deck is a rarity bump. I have rarity bumped my imperms up to secret rares. For anyone who doesn't know me or does know me, whatever, they will know that secret rare is my favourite rarity. As such, any card I can get in secret, I do plan to rarity bump up to secret. The only exception for that at the time being is Fenrir, just because of how expensive they are, and the fact that I've got 3 Fenrirs already. Just doesn't make sense to spend an absolute fortune to rarity bump those at this stage. I have just ordered 2 secret ashes to go with the third I've got. At the minute I've got 2 ultra and 1 secret, so they are on the way to be rarity bumped. But the actual change to the deck is this guy, Invader of Darkness. So your opponent cannot activate quick play spell cards. Very cool, and we can cheat them out quite easily through the Chimera package as well. So he is in there to basically stop Runic. At the moment I've been quite lucky and I haven't encountered a Runic player. However, I'd rather have him and not need him than need him and not have him. Also, either way, he's 2900, big old body on the field. So whether or not my opponent, and yeah, just shutting down some quick play spells. Every deck plays a quick play spell, at least one of, I would like to say. Hell, even our deck plays 2. We play Chimera Fusion and Super Poly, and Branded Opening Size, so we play 3. So even if we get in a mirror match, it just stops our opponent's Super Polys as well. So all these little things help, to the point where I might even consider moving him to the main. I just don't know what I would drop. I was playing with the idea of dropping 1 Effect Veiler to the side and moving Invader to the main, and then on the games where the End of Anubis would be more beneficial, I could swap Invader out for End of Anubis. That's just an idea I'm playing with. Whether or not that happens or not, we will see. But yeah, so this is the deck breakdown as always. So we're still on the 3 Big Wing Berthamet. I have been questioned on that, and the reason why I'm on 3 is purely and simply for this guy. If you look at our deck, the only other darks we run is Aluba and Albaz himself and Spriggan's Kit. And just having that extra dark body is always a good thing, especially if I've already got some of the illusion stuff in the grave, because when Berthamet is sent to the grave for fusion material, it can spec back an illusion monster from the graveyard. So if I've already got Mirror Sword Knight in the graveyard, I can fusion summon, sending the Big Wing Berthamet to the grave, specking back the Mirror Sword Knight, and then the Mirror Sword Knight combo from there if I haven't already done it that turn. So it is definitely something needed. I'm also a little iffy about taking out the Harpy's Feather Duster from the side in case I come across back row decks. I've only got Evenly and Lightning Storm for any trap-based deck, and that's a little scary. So that's something I am considering as well. So again, any recommendations to the deck, please let me know, drop them in the comments, and we'll go from there. But now without anything further, I'm going to show you the trade binder, which is something I haven't done yet, but I feel like it should be done. Okay, so this is the trade binder. I always keep the front page empty. I don't know why, it's just something I do. So over here we have some Horus stuff. They are not the expensive cards, all like 99p or whatever. But then we've got this dude just sitting in the middle, still sealed in packaging as well as a promo card. Then we have the Snake Eyes, the smaller ones, again, not really worth anything, but Ash has gone up to a couple of pound now. We have the 25th quarter century Galaxy Eyes spare, and a couple of Testina cards as well. We have the Boras, the Visa Samsara, the original tin promo of the Crystal Beast Sapphire Pegasus, still in pretty good condition to be fair. And some more hero stuff. I bought this for when Kashtira was running rampant. It's a very good card, but when your opponent normal specs a monster, except during damage step, you can special this card from your hand to their side of the field, and they cannot XZ summon while that's on their field. And since a lot of XZ decks didn't really play Links at the time of Kashtira, it came in handy. Virtual World seeing a rise. I did have some other Virtual World cards, but they did get traded. This is Draco Slayers when I attempted to try and build it, but in all honesty, I went more towards Zark in the end than Draco Slayer, but yeah, I still love Pendulums. Some leftover Nibiru's. I've got 4 Nibiru's. I accidentally ordered 4 a while ago instead of just 3. And then when the Rarity Collection came out, I upgraded them to super rare. Just some common Ghost Spells apart from 1 Ultra there. Again, not part of the Rarity Collection. These are like the Dude print-ins and then the Structure Deck, Starter Deck print-ins. Same with the Ashes over here. We've got 4 common Ashes. I'm fully aware at this moment in time they're not really worth anything, but the things with Ash and Ghost Spell, they're always going to be in rotation, and as the 21st Century Collection stops being sold, the scarcity of what's available will start drying up, and then the commons you will see start spiking in price again. The commons are still a couple of pound each. These, I was quite surprised by. These are actually sitting at about £5 each on eBay currently, so I've added them to the trade binder. And then some of these were a couple of pound each, so I've added them in. Then we've got the fusions in here for trade. Not a lot of fusion monsters I have are valued anything. I have a lot more sitting in the binders behind me, but they're either cards I plan to use or, you know, good staples to keep, or they're just not valued at anything like all the Gate Guardian stuff when I tried to build that. Same with the Synchros, so we've got the Punk Dragon. This card here is worth about 5-6 quid by itself, which is nice. Most probably gone up a little bit now that Terratops or whatever Speedvoid card has been unlimited. And yes, not really a whole lot more. That's obviously gone up in price since it came unlimited. And then these are just there for any Edison players that might want to pick them up. And same with the XZs, we've got this is starting to drop in price a little bit now due to the hit. Lancelot's still sitting at about an £8 card, which is really nice. And then we've got like there's some nice staples. I know Time Thief was redone in the Rarity Collections, so that's not worth anything anymore. And Tornado Dragon's always a good staple for rank 4 plays. And then the Link Monsters, again, we've got this which is going up thanks to the Speedroid stuff. But yeah, and then onto the spells, we've got the Engages, we've got the 1 Secret Rare Engage, and then the 2 Ultras. We've got some more Speedroid stuff. I did try to build Speedroid a while ago. but I got priced out of it because it was Speedroid Cashdera, and I just couldn't afford the Cashdera card, so I gave up. Another Virtual World card and the Super Rare Tankies, thanks to the Fire structure deck, Fire King structure deck, they are going up a little bit, and the original printing LOB polymerization. And then on the traps, just some staples really. We've got some Imperms, some Evenly Matches, Waken the Dragon, Grove of the Super Ancient Organism. This is the old PPO1 promo pack, and then just Synchro Zone. That's it. And then at the back here as well, we have the ABC core. All of this, by the way, is for sale or trade. If you are interested in any of this, I will obviously do a good deal, as long as you live in the United Kingdom, so I can get them. So I can get it traded, posted out to you as quick as possible. If you live out of the United Kingdom, then you know, prices will just cost more. But yeah, so that's the trade binder, and hopefully we can pull some good stuff to add to it and start racking up our winning fund a bit more. But I will catch you guys at game 1 at Locals. So here we are, guys, at Locals at Geek Retreat in Kettering. Let's go in and see what we can do. Okay guys, so here we are, round 1, and we are up against Devon on PK Horace Adventure. So he uses the rank 3 Speedroids to get his Link 2 off, and then he goes ahead and starts the whole adventure package. So I'm not overly familiar with the Phantom Knight stuff. I know some of them, but the links, unfortunately, I do not know. Sadly, we open no hand traps, so we are kind of just like, cool, yeah, let him cook, yeah, let him go full combo, which he does. There's a Fog Blade, he does all of this. He's explaining everything as he goes. Like I said, as I say in the post-game recap, absolutely amazing player to play against. Such a lovely guy, and he actually came first today, so I'm really happy for him. He did really well. But he's proper cooking, he's going off here. You know, it's like, honestly, just look at it. It's just non-stop, just pure gas. And he's still going. Brings them back as level 4s. I know that one. That is a thing where if I special summon, he can detach one to book a moon it. Yeah. Sets 2, passes, Ice Spec Fenrir, he activates the effect. Books of Boons, the Fenrir. We Super Poly, discard 1, fusing off them into the Mud Dragon. I attempted to activate Mud Dragon, don't know why or what happened there, but either way he negated it. Albion, through the Branded Fusion, got met with the Fog Blade. Normal summoned the Mirror Sword Knight, spec the Berthamer, and met with the second Fog Blade. So I have things on the field, but sadly just things that aren't doing nothing. So I go ahead and Chimera Fusioned off into Dragus Spatelia, so I can dance around that Fog Blade to grab the Chimera Fusion and Gazelle. I'll punch over his Link Monster, do a little bit of damage. He's still got that token. And then I pass back to him, and here we go again. You're about to see him absolutely crack back here. He gets the Griffin back, switches the token to attack mode, pitches the Horus card with Chimera Fusion, with E-Telly to get the Sarcophagus, and yeah, I really wasn't sure here. I've just got a judge call at the table next to us, that's why I've turned around talking here. So I'm just helping them out. So here he's got one card in hand. He's just explaining that what the Horus cards do, because I don't really know what they do. I'll go ahead and activate Chimera Fusion, 2 on field, 1 in hand for Guardian Chimera. So I get to pop 2 and add 1. And here where did Kotal come from? I'm not entirely sure. Oh yeah, that's from the Gazelle effect. So I popped the Griffin and the Sarcophagus, and I got draw a card. Yeah, all in all, not too bad. But honestly, the amount of resources he gets, I just can't keep up. He just out-resources, out-grinds me. As you can see, he's having a good think about what he wants to do. It turns out that he wasn't thinking about what he wants to do, he was thinking about how to ATK me. Because, as you can see here, he just detaches one, pops his fog blade and that. Decides not to overextend, he just swings 4k, 4k, and then goes into Zeus. I draw for turn, activate Kotal, discard him for cost, grab the Mirror Sword Knight, summon the Mirror Sword Knight, tribute for cost. And then I get met with the Ash, so we go to game 2. So I will pause here and I will be back after siding. Okay, and here we go, signing is done. I've chosen to go first, and I spec Fenrir, normal summon Mirror Sword Knight, which gets met with the Ash. So then I branded Fusion, and looking back, this was definitely the wrong way round. I favoured the branded package over the Chimera, and that is not what I should have done. This is a Chimera deck. It is branded Chimera, emphasis on the Chimera, and sadly, I got that the wrong way around here, because the Albion got met with Zank, which just stopped it as well. So yeah, it wasn't great. And then on his turn, he goes ahead, activates Foolish Burial. Albion didn't get stopped. I've got the Dragoon out. So all I've got here is Fenrir and Dragoon. I knew the Foolish was a sort of bait, but I thought I'll let it go, because whatever he sends, I can always negate that instead if it's Hank. But he just normal summons his Toka Tomborg thing, and just, yeah, turns out he can just go ahead and do that. But yeah, which automatically just bounces my Dragoon back. So fantastic. So yeah, as you can see, I misplayed here. I wasn't thinking. I got absolutely destroyed, and part of it was my own stupidity. I had to swing there into his monster just to get a second Fenrir out. Just had Sank with some form of effect. However, it really just did not matter. It just really did not matter at all. Because, you know, he had the fog blade. But there you go. And he does his combos here and just cleans us up. It was a very easy 2-0 for him. I should have done better. Like I said, I misplayed on a lot, but you know, we live and we learn. Is what it is. And you know, there goes to Fenrir, and he's still going. Yeah, he's still comboing. He's still going. But yeah, so I hope you learnt something. But there we go. I will see you guys in the next game. So just finished round 1, and as you saw from the footage, got absolutely destroyed 2-0. Wasn't even close. Game 1, I'd like to think I put up a little bit of a fight, but yeah, just no. And then game 2, I went first and really got the order wrong. I favoured the branded fusion over the Chimera line, whereas the Chimera line, in hindsight, would have done so much more for me than what just the single Dragoon negate would have. So, but that's the purpose, is to like learn and grow. It's 4 rounds today, which is good. I did kind of cool that, you know, Devon will be getting one of our top spots, and that's who I got paired against game 1, and yeah, just absolutely destroyed me. But we live and learn, and it's always fun playing against Devon, because you always learn something when you play him, and he's more than happy to sit and explain not only his deck but any combos he sees in your deck. So if you're ever in Geek Retreat Kettering and you play against him, enjoy it. He is a great opponent to play against. But I will catch you all after the next round. Okay, so that's the end of round 2.
my opponent didn't want the game recorded, which is absolutely fine. Anybody who watches this who records gameplay, always ask your opponent to be respectful. If they say no, it is a no. He didn't want to be recorded, absolutely fine. So I'll give you the rundown. I lost, I got 2-0'd yet again. So really not my day. The deck is not working as well as it was last week. However, I think it's more me. I think I'm relying too much on the combo and not actually reading the field, because in game 1 my opponent went first. He set up his board, he was on Vanquish Shoal, he set up his board and I just couldn't play around it. I tried, but between the trap card Snow Devil, I think it's called, and he's bouncing off the monsters, just nothing I could do. I couldn't keep up. He out-resourced me and then took the game. And then game 2, I went first. I opened 2 Super Polys, Gazelle, Nibiru, and I can't remember what my 5th card was, but basically I'd set Super Poly pass. I managed to, I took 4,800 points of damage on his turn. He played around Nib, never went past 4 summons. And then turn 3, I Super Polyed off the Gazelle, which was about to get impermed, and his, I want to say the big dragon dinosaur one, because they were both Earth, so I went into the Mud Dragon. The Gazelle then obviously resolved, giving me the Berthelmet, and then because it was sent to grave, I was able to grab the Cornfield Kotal and go from there. However, the board just wasn't enough. It just was not enough, and then he did the 1,500 burn damage, and I just couldn't get over the monster. So then on his turn, he could easily just burn me the 1,500 again. So we just scooped it up to save time. Disappointing. I'm X2 currently, but it's the way it goes. Sometimes you cannot win them all. You just got to keep going and don't let it get you down, so you don't get tilted. So here's hoping my luck turns around in game 3, and hopefully I can pull this back to a 2-2 day. But who knows? But I will catch you all after the next round. And there's Short King in the back.
Okay, so here we are in round 3. We're up against Dan, which, as you know, he is one of my most favourite people to play against. I absolutely love my games with Dan, and I go first, and well, I set one pass. And sometimes that's all we can do. So I go to Ash, and the Ash gets called by. So no, sorry, I didn't just set one pass. I activated Mirror Sword Knight, which got ashed. I've got Gazelle in hand, and again, this was a misplay on my side. I got greedy. If I had Gazelle and Chimera Fusion, all I had to do was summon Gazelle, activate it to grab the level 5 Fiend, which in this case would have been Berthelmet. If he ashed that, I could have literally activated the Branded Fusion, gone into the Berthelmet Fusion, dancing around the Ash, and still getting a big body on board instead of passing on a set 1. But because I wanted to get greedy and overextend and go for the Mirror Sword Knight, I got punished for it. And, you know, I should get punished for it because, like I said, I got greedy. And that's not a good thing. But there we go. Dan is just popping off here, as you can see, with his Bestial Thunders. Like I said, the way he controls this deck is amazing. There's so many moving pieces. Honestly, I don't think I could play his deck. It's just wow. Banish, recycle, in, out, and I just can't keep up most of the time, which is why I absolutely love it. As you can see, it does rely on the darks and the lights. He's having to flick through the extra deck there. Decides just to poke with the Soronir because the Levenir couldn't attack because of the face down. And then decides not to overcomplicate it. Goes into the SP Little Knight. I'll just summon Gazelle. Gazelle effect to activate. Grabbing the level 5 Fiend. I'll decide here just to swing into, I want to say the Juris Worm, but I could be wrong, because that has 0 attack, 0 defense, because it's brought out through seals. I was just checking what SP Little Knight's wording was, because if I wanted to try and get something out but SP unfortunately banishes the Gazelle, so I scoop it up and we go to game 2. So I will catch you after we've sided. Okay, so we have sided and we are in game 2, and I'll start off with the beautiful Ulti-branded fusion, sending the Hex Seal and the Fallen of Albaz for Albion. I attempt to activate Albion's effect and we get Druid Swarmed, banishing the light. So I'll still activate Albion, banishing the God, I can't remember what he's called. The end of Anubis. There we go. To go into thingy. I then get Mirror Sword Knight out. We then activate Mirror Sword Knight effect. Get Tribute and to go into Baphomet. I spec Kit. We go into Chimera. Yep. So. And then I get the big old rock dropped on me. So, but the rock was big, he was powerful, he had 7,400. Yeah, he was a big old chunky boy. But the Baphomet effect still goes through, so I get the Mirror Sword Knight back in defense, and I pass there. We still get the card rip as well from the Chimera hitting, and we hit the Santa Claus. He went through 3 cards in his hand in order to break our board, and unfortunately he put himself on the back foot too much. He couldn't get anything going because he just used too much of his resources up. So from here, don't even know what I'm looking for here. Well, I'm looking for a match deck. Cool. Okay. So I activate the Mirror Sword Knight, Tribute and cost, spec the Baphomet, grabbing the Gazelle and the Chimera Fusion. We activate the Chimera Fusion, fusing them off into the Chimera. Chain 1 Baphomet, chain 2 Gazelle, so grab the Kotal, discard the Kotal to grab another Mirror Sword Knight. We have the Mirror Sword Knight spec back, and activate the Chimera Fusion to add it back to hand. I normal summon the Gazelle, activate Gazelle to grab the Chimera Fusion, so I have a second one. Switch the token to attack mode, and we just swing with the token and then take out with the rest. So now we can move into game 3, so I'll be back after this siding. Okay, so here we go, and we Dan started off with branded Regained, then activates the Melody of Awakening Dragons to discard a card to add 2 with one of the blue eye stat lines. So yeah, cool. We are off to the races and off we go. It's always interesting to see what Dan will do with this deck. But I activate Mirror Sword Knight, banishing it, and funny enough, that triggers his branded Regain. So my Mirror Sword Knight goes to the bottom of the deck and he gets to draw a card, which is cool. However, we are just full comboing here at this stage now. I've got everything I need, so we are off. We get the Chimera out. We are under different dimension ground, which is interesting. So any monster sent to the graveyard gets banished instead. I'll just swing for the 2-1. I set 2. We rip the card out of his hand, and yeah, all good. So main phase 2, I go ahead and go into the Baphomet. Then, sorry, this was during Dan's standby phase, so we was no longer under DD ground. So now I've banished the Chimera to spec the end of Anubis. I just thought shutting down his graveyard might be a good idea. But yeah, if not, at the end of the day, he's a 2500 beater as well. So he goes ahead and summons Fenrir, swings into the Baphomet, banishing the end of Anubis face down, destroying the... we're just reading Fenrir now because Dan thought that the line on Fenrir about the effects can only be used once per turn only meant the line after it can be special summoned, but that's not the case. You can only special summon Fenrir once per turn as well. So Dan has to pass with an open field. I've got the Baphomet back. We get the Mirror Sword Knight, and we just go full combo here again and just clean this up. We take this game 2-1. So yeah, all good fun, and we are got our first win of the day. But I will catch you guys in the next one. See you in the next clip.
Okay, so that's the end of round 3. We actually picked up a win against Dan.
It wasn't great this time round.
Yeah,
it wasn't great this time round. I unfortunately drew some cards through small world bridges. I'm learning about that the hard way, so we have to rethink about small world bridges and just small world generally. And I bricked on Kashtir Fenrir, of all things. It was horrible in this deck because I need light and darks, and he's Earth, so he does nothing.
Yeah, so Dan's learning the same thing what I'm learning, because I currently have Fenrir in my deck, and because he is a psychic type, he is bricking my hands up because he's an earth, so I can't send him off Branded Fusion, and he's the wrong type to be off Chimera Fusion as well. So again, it's a good form of interruption, but I'm thinking maybe more side than main.
It's not to say that Kashtir Fenrir isn't a good card, because that would just be an insane statement to make. He is a good card, I just don't think he is good for this deck exactly. Otherwise, yeah, you put 3 Fenrir in your deck if you got him. He's fantastic otherwise, but I just don't think he's very good for this.
Yeah, same here. It's a fantastic card, good form of interruption. However, I do feel maining the Droll over Fenrir would benefit me more than what Fenrir currently is. But we'll find out. We've got one more round to go today, and I will catch you guys after round 4.
Okay guys, so here we go, round 4. We are against Callum Cooper Bates. Callum is such a lovely guy. Last time we played he was on the Fire King deck, so that's what I was expecting here, so I kind of went a little bit full gas. We went into the Riverand to get the Gazelle live. The Gazelle will now add the Kotal will discard, adding the Mirror Sword Knight. Mirror Sword Knight will spec it, tribute itself to spec the Birth Map, which will grab the kit and the thingy. I activate kit to grab the Branded in White. We set the Imperm, I believe. Then we activate the Chimera Fusion, fusing off to the Chimera, activating activating the Baphomet to spec back. I banish the kit and thingy to go into Rebellion, discard the Super Poly to shuffle them back to get the Mirror Jade. So we have the Mirror Jade, Ribrand, Chimera, 2 face down. We rip a card, and that's when I realise he's playing Ice Barrier. So I've gone a bit hard there, and against Ice Barrier, realistically, I didn't need to go that hard. I like to have more interactive games, but yeah, he's not playing through this board, so he summons an Ice Barrier. He then can spec Wayne, goes to activate Wayne's effect. I can't remember what it does, but I just flip the Imperm. There's no point getting effects off if I can get away with it. So then during his end phase, I activate Chimera Fusion, pop 2 cards, which was face down in Wayne. He has the girl left, I get another Chimera. I go into the Baphomet this time, and Foolish a Kotal, because why not? I send Thingy to banish and just swing for game, so I will be back after siding. Okay, so siding has taken place, we've shuffled, and here we go. So Callum chose for me to go first, and my hand was a complete brick, so I passed. My hand was my 2 Fallen of Albazes, which I didn't want on the field, 2 Imperms, and I can't remember what my 5th card was. Oh, it was a Baphomet. So yeah, I just kind of hoped that Ice Barrier wouldn't have enough gas to OTK me, especially through 2 possible effect raiders. So yeah, so I go ahead and activate the first effect railer here, negating his thing. So he goes to pass turn. I reminded him that he went first. I went first, so he could attack. So he swung for the 17 and passed. Here I drew my 3rd effect railer. So again, I just passed. That's 2 turns. 2 turns I passed on an open field with the hopes that Ice Barrier just will not have the gas to OTK me. So this time he summons a Tuna Monster, which basically says anything with 4 stars or more cannot attack while it's on the field. So I thought, oh great, everything in my deck has 4 stars or more. But he decides to synchro off into Baronic, which I don't know if that was the right play or not. I went ahead with Albaz, discarding the card to fuse Albaz and his Bionic off for Murdrade, and then just went for 3k and passed. He summons this little fox thing, which basically is cool. Specs Wayne out. On the summon the Wayne, I flipped the Super Poly, discard to go into the Mud Dragon. I am 100 points short of lethal, so I draw a card, summon the Albaz, no effect, and just swing for game.
So that was the end of round 4. I picked up the win there as well. I was against Callum Cooper Bates playing the Ice Barrier Structure deck. Great guy to play against. I love playing against Callum. He is really, really friendly, and it's just so nice to just sit back and chill and have just a fun game. Win or lose, Callum is such a wonderful person to play against. So absolutely enjoyed round 4. All in all today, it's been a good day. I've had 4 fantastic opponents. Started off strong against Devon, and throughout the day's gone. All the guys I've played against have been absolutely wonderful. I've had such a good time today, and I really hope that it reflects in this. And that's it. I will give you an update on where I place, and then the pack opening or prizing will happen over on TikTok. So I will see you guys there under the same name, Mystic Frost 86. And remember, anything I pull is instantly for sale, because we are trying to pay for a wedding with Yu-Gi-Oh cards. So I will catch you guys next week. See you over on TikTok.